Hello everyone, my name is Ruthe Batulis and I'm president of Dakota County Regional Chamber of Commerce, and you're watching Talking Business. Our show, Talking Business, highlights our business leaders in Dakota County, and as we talk to our business leaders and about their businesses, we realize the impact on our nation's economy that our small businesses have. We hope you'll enjoy today's segment, which features Angie Schaefbauer of ExtendedOffice. Welcome today, Angie.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Ruthe.
Angie's business is called ExtendedOffice, but it's part of the virtual office assistance industry, and that's kind of an emerging market, and maybe you can tell our viewers what that means, Angie.
Well, for ExtendedOffice, what we do is we work with clients and help them streamline their businesses and their operations so that they run more efficiently.
And virtual, what exactly does that mean? Does that mean you're in the office or?
No, it doesn't. We are actually out of the office. We are virtual. We are utilizing technology so that we don't have to be on site for our clients.
Well, how does that manifest itself? So I'm a small business and I know I need some help. What do I do?
You can pick up the phone and call me. You can visit my website at extendedoffice.com, and on there you'll get a lot of information about just kind of how we work. But most often we may not even meet our clients in person. We have phone consultations, talk about their needs and their wants, and work out a way that we can make that situation work without actually having to be in person.
What types of services does a virtual office assistant offer a business or an organization?
The really nice thing about the industry of being a virtual assistant, and it can really be anything for anyone, depending on what the industry is. The overall gist of the work is that you are working with your clients utilizing technology, the internet, faxing, email, telephone, doing anything that you can without having to actually be in person. Some industries it doesn't work very well for because of security and like the medical industry. Typically not a lot unless there's a really secure internet service that, because of HIPAA and everything, that it's not going to work probably as well. But typically in my niche, I guess I would say, is that I work with businesses, foundations, community organizations or associations that I typically am kind of I always say the behind the green curtain, like the Wizard of Oz, where you're behind the scenes running things, and you don't need to be in an office front somewhere.
Well, how long have you been in business, Angie?
I've officially been in business since 2002.
Well, how did you think up this idea?
Well, what happened for me, and I think there's a lot of people out there that this happens for, is I graduated from college, Mankato State, had a business education degree that evolved into software training for me, and then eventually running a training center, so I got some operations experience, management experience, and then I ended up in the IT industry, working, doing desk side support, help desk type work, and then moving into a software testing lab environment, which incorporated my operations experience and management, and then eventually I ended up on a desktop engineering team where I certified printers and scanners for the entire company. A big part of that was documentation and being able to kind of leave a paper trail so that somebody could step into your shoes and be able to do your job for you. All of that kind of bundled together for me. In the meantime, life happened, and I was married and had children, and upon the birth of my second child, decided that I wanted to stay home. So after a little while, my husband is an IT provider, and he needed help running his business. And so the logical solution seemed to be me, because I wasn't doing anything. I was just raising small children. So I ended up started doing his bookkeeping work, his marketing support, his website design, kind of building upon my experience of being able to learn things very quickly as a software trainer and being able to teach that to people. And at the same time, for him, I was developing ways to do things better, faster, more efficiently, and also documenting my process, which is for a lot of businesses a real downside. There's not a lot of documentation on how the business is run. So after doing that for him for a little while, 6 months or so, and him being, an IT provider in a small business environment, he recognized before I did, that I should be bundling what I was offering his business and selling it to other businesses. And Extended Office was born.
I can do that. Excellent. Now, I know you've been to some national conferences on this industry.
Correct.
Talk a little bit about what you're seeing kind of nationwide in the virtual office, or is it regional or national?
Okay. Well, basically, when I was researching the starting of my company, I was so excited to find out that there was an industry that existed. I didn't know that, and that industry is called virtual assistants. There is an organization, it's the National Organization for Virtual Assistants, called IVA, I-V-A-A, International Virtual Assistants Association, and their website, and it's kind of like an online chamber of commerce for virtual assistants. You pay annual dues, and then they have national conferences that you can go to and hone your skills and really learn from veteran people that have been doing this. There are people in this world that have been doing this type of work since the advent of the internet in the early 90s. They were originally probably secretarial type people that primarily focus their job efforts on transcription and things of that nature. But again, as technology has evolved, the industry has evolved, and you're going to find virtual assistants in just about every facet of every industry out there. And a lot of times it's somebody that's working in a corporate environment that either gets downsized or chooses to leave, and then they become an entrepreneur and they start their own business, and then they start packaging what they were doing in the corporate world.
Is there a certification process or a CEU learning process through this national association?
There are, and there actually are several different organizations out there. I can only speak to IVA because that's where I belong.
Okay.
And they do have certification processes that people can go through.
Interesting. So here you are with starting your business, and you're working kind of ancillary with your husband. You're in your home. How do you go find prospects? How do you grow your business?
That's a good question. Most of my clients are word of mouth referrals from my existing client base. But one of my best advocates has been the very first thing I did when I decided to actually launch this business and make it for real was to join my area Chamber of Commerce.
Which would be?
That would be the Dakota County Regional Chamber of Commerce.